A terrifying question to the educators of the world. Professors, what was your how the fuck did they get into college moment? Okay, welcome to the death of intellectualism.
Ask Reddit, but every answer gets worse.
During a lecture on European history, a student raised his hand and asked with complete sincerity if Spain was a continent. I tried to explain that it was a country in Europe, but he just kept nodding slowly and said, "Right, but which continent is it the king of?" I gave up. I moved on with the lesson.
The King of Spain. What a beautiful, beautiful mind. This man doesn't see borders or countries. He sees a medieval fantasy novel. In his world, Europe is just a giant game of Risk, and Spain is the final boss. I'm not even mad. This is the kind of thinking that gets you fired from a job at Google, but makes you the undisputed champion of your D&D group. I have to respect it. This is a level of dumb that has looped all the way back around to being genius. A student emailed me her final paper. The email was just a single, blurry photo of her laptop screen, which had the Word document open. The photo was taken at such a weird angle that I could see her reflection in the screen, and she was eating a bowl of cereal. I had to email her back and explain that I cannot grade a JPEG of a Word document.
A JPEG of a Word document. This is not just laziness. This is a technological regression. We're moving backwards as a species. She didn't just fail to attach a file, she failed to understand the very concept of a file. And the cereal? The sheer, unmitigated gall to be munching on Cheerios while committing a crime against digital literacy? What the shittiest shit is this? This is how the Dark Ages start. Not with a bang, but with a blurry picture of a half-eaten breakfast.
In my nutrition class, a student argued that ice cubes were an unhealthy snack because they were too processed. She insisted that the freezer added chemicals and that the only healthy way to consume water was at room temperature directly from a natural spring, which she did not have access to. She wrote an entire paper on this theory.
She knows the truth. They're putting chemicals in the ice. Big Freezer has been lying to us for decades, making us consume their processed water cubes. This isn't a dumb theory, it's a goddamn revelation. This woman is a prophet, a warrior of hydration. I've been drinking room temperature tap water this whole time, and now I know why I felt so enlightened. She's not a dumb student. She's the Julian Assange of the beverage industry.
A student plagiarized his essay on academic integrity. He copied and pasted the university's entire plagiarism policy directly from the website, including the part that says plagiarism is punishable by expulsion. He didn't even change the font. He just put his name at the top and turned it in, thinking I wouldn't notice. The sheer audacity was almost impressive.
This is art. This is a masterpiece of meta-commentary on the futility of academic rules. He didn't just plagiarize, he used the university's own weapon against itself. It's like robbing a bank and leaving a note that's just the entire US criminal code about robbing banks. The sheer, galaxy-brained audacity of it is breathtaking. This man isn't a cheater, he's a performance artist, and his medium is weaponized stupidity. I would have given him an A for sheer balls.
For a research paper on the Vietnam War, a student cited the movie Forrest Gump 16 times, not as a cultural reference, but as a primary historical source. He kept referring to
Gump's first-hand account of the events. In his conclusion, he wrote, "Life really is like a box of chocolates. I had to schedule a meeting with him and his advisor."
Forrest Gump! He cited Forrest Gump 16 times as a primary source. All of human history, all of the documents, the letters, the first-hand accounts from actual soldiers. And he chose the fictional man who had a shrimp boat. This isn't just a failure of research, it's a declaration of war against the entire concept of reality. He didn't just fail the paper, he failed existence. I'm surprised he didn't cite Toy Story for his paper on the space race.
A student in my public speaking class gave her entire final presentation on the importance of dental hygiene while flossing her teeth the whole time. She never stopped. Little bits of food were flying into the front row. She made direct, unflinching eye contact with me while pulling a long string of floss from between her molars. It was a power move.
That wasn't a presentation. That was a hostage situation. She didn't just teach the class about dental hygiene. She held them captive with the threat of biological warfare. The flying food particles, the unflinching eye contact, that's not public speaking. That's a goddamn alpha predator move. She asserted her dominance over the entire room using nothing but a piece of mint-flavored string. She didn't just get an A, she now owns the classroom. It's her territory now. The professor is just a guest.
I received an email from a student at 3 a.m. The subject line was horse. The body of the email was just a single low-resolution picture of a horse. No context, no question, nothing. I replied, "Thank you for the horse, Kevin," and gave him an A. I was too tired to fight it. The horse was a pretty good horse.
The horse. Of course, it was a horse. There comes a time in every educator's life when you are faced with an abyss of absurdity so profound that you have two choices. You can fight it and lose your mind, or you can embrace it. This professor chose to embrace the horse. He looked at the meaningless, context-free JPEG of an equine, and he saw truth. He saw beauty. He saw an A+. This wasn't a student breaking him. This was a student setting him free. We could all learn something from Kevin and his horse.
In my astrophysics lab, a student tried to prove the Earth was flat. He brought in a pizza box and a basketball. He argued that the pizza box was flat and the Earth felt flat, so it must be flat. But the basketball was round and space was round, so space was real. His final conclusion was that we live inside a giant cosmic pizza box. He failed the class, but started a club.
A cosmic pizza box. He's right. It all makes sense now. We're not on a globe. We're living in a deep dish dimension of truth. The scientists have been lying to us. The government is hiding the pepperoni. The world is a pizza, and the moon is a meatball, my friends. Education is a lie. I am a topping. Now, I need to know what is the most galaxy-brained, fundamentally stupid theory you've ever heard someone defend with their whole chest. Let the Council of the Pizza Box know in the comments, and subscribe before the next semester begins and my brain leaks out of my ears.